Now, these are the unsung mechanical heroes and the chocobos of China. Now, welcome back to Seoul Quest. Let's talk about shared bikes in China. As quoted by Professor O, you cannot use your bike over here. But what are some of the prohibited places that you can't use your bike in China? Now, if you wait till the end of the video, I'll tell you some of the prohibited areas so you don't get stuck in the middle of your travel. Now, there are many type of brands and bikes that you can probably use from, but for simplicity's sake, we're just gonna talk about the Meituan bike because that's the one I often use and the easiest one to unlock. Now, to obtain this skill, you do have to do a bit of a side quest, and that is to download WeChat. Once you have it downloaded, you open up the Meituan mini app, which you can use it to unlock these shared bikes. Now, these shared bikes are easy to unlock by local people, but unfortunately for expat, it is a bit tough because you have to verify yourself and take a photo of yourself, show your passport, and send it all into the app, which takes about like 3 to 1 week. Now, how do I find any of these shared bike at the first place? You can easily find it through the app. They do have a navigation system where you can actually just find where the nearest bike is, or either you just kind of have to play a guessing game to yourself. Usually these bikes will spawn around the subway area or maybe in random location if you are lucky. All right, spotted some Meituan bike over there. Now, to locate a Meituan bike in like a random place, all you gotta do is find this like white line, and typically they have indication of a bike, and you can find a couple of Meituan bike here and there in some random places. Now, we have 2 Meituan bikes. Which one do we choose? Now, I would say pick this one just because the seat looks a lot newer. Now, typically every couple of months or so, they have a newer version of the shared bike. And usually, of course, the newer one is a lot more easy to pedal and actually has better design as well. So I'm gonna pick this one over here. And then what you wanna do is pull up the app right over here and locate the bike setting in the others. And you can see over here, that's the bike right there. Now, this right here indicates the location of the bike in the area. You can see yellow over there. So if you can't find any bike, just look over the app over here. And you press the scan, and you have the QR code, and it unlocks just like that. And once that's finished, make sure you just check the brakes. I think it's working. Yep. And then check the bell. And we're good, because the bell is the most important part when it comes to driving out here. Some people don't really pay attention to the road. You have to pay attention to yourself and be safe to others as well. And to adjust the seats, right over here, up, right, that. Oh, this one's actually really nice. This is how the Meituan bike works. So I'm gonna take it for a spin to my e-bike right over there, and let's go. Yeah, it's pretty stable. That's the e-bike. We arrived. So we're finished using the bike. Now, all we gotta do is find a location for you to kind of park the bike. Typically, the places you can park the bike are along the white lines over here. And you can just, the bike over there, or either somewhere near if the whole slot is full, and then go to the app right over here and just press the yellow button. And we are done. That's basically how it works. Of course, this goes without saying, if there are any malfunction on the bike, please do not use the bike unless if it's like a mega super duper emergency where you're late to work, which happened to me a couple of times, then you can probably use it with caution. But if it does have a malfunction in it, you can actually return it for free and report the malfunction, use the translation app, and then kind of click on the buttons where the bikes are broken, and they'll just refund you the fee of using the bike. As simple as that. We're nearing to the end of the video. Let's talk about the restriction when it comes to these shared bikes. And as we learned from Pokemon Red and Blue, we can't use it indoor. But there are some cases where you can use it indoor, and that is going through tunnels. And sometimes you do have underground tunnels which connect from one street to another. And these places, you can just go down and there's a passageway for the bike and bike through it. Another time you can't use your bikes are on the weekend. Now, let me specify, on the weekends on the Greenway paths. Now, Greenway paths are typically found around the rivers and lake of Shenzhen. And it should be the same way as it is in other first-tier city, because these are the main tourist spot. And usually on the weekend, you have a lot of kids running around. This might cause harm here and there. If someone who is inexperienced using bike, they might hit the kid and might cause problem here and there. So typically when you use a shared bike on these Greenway path, you have the security guard tell you can't pass through, but there is a specific way we can bike through the area. So it wouldn't be too much of a problem if you need to get from one destination to another. But during the weekdays, it's free for all. You can use it wherever and whenever you want. But yeah, I think that's the main gist of all shared bikes. If you have any question, comment down below. I'll try to reply to you as soon as possible. And until next time, SoulQuest logging out. Peace.